I really wish I could do a review of Boogiepop Phantom in the way I do. However, honestly, after finishing the first anime, the one that came out in 2000, I feel like I really can't because there's just so much other stuff I have to consume before giving this a proper review that me just going into this season one review would just be extremely vague. And I feel like nothing would get accomplished. So, Boogie Pop Phantom, from what I know, is about a string of murders that happen, and a lot of people are just kind of taking it as a joke. In Boogie Pop Phantom, you go and you meet different characters each episode, and you go through their story and their own personal problems, and then bad shit happens, and then they eat a spider that has milk inside. I don't know if it's milk, it's just white. At least that's the version I watch. I don't know if that's a censorship issue, but that's sort of the gist of Boogie Pop Phantom, and I wish I could go more in depth, but I feel like that would be a little bit spoilerly from the spoilers I saw. And I do want to read the novels and eventually watch the new anime that came out recently, as I just feel like that's the best way I can consume this and, have a good time, because watching this first season was not a good time for me, especially when I was trying to marathon it. And honestly, that's the biggest problem I do have. And that's not the show's fault, that's more or less my fault, as in, I was trying to rush the show and I tried to marathon it, and that was my biggest problem. And I I regret that a lot. I really should have took my time with the show and watched the other anime I have to watch before the end of this month. And this show was a pain in the ass to get through because it is so slow and depressing that it felt like a chore to watch the show. And it's not a bad show. I'm not trying to say it's a bad show, but it is not a binge worthy show. This show you really do have to take your time on. And honestly, if you're struggling with that, just watch maybe 2 episodes a day, but like that should be like the maximum. Do not do what I do and binge the show because you will be confused as fuck about what's going on. Now, just because I had a bad time with Boogiepop Phantom doesn't necessarily mean that this show is bad, or I hate it, or I disliked it. As a matter of fact, there are a lot of things that I do like about this show, and one of them is its music. Boogiepop Phantom's ending song was really good, and I hope that I listen to it more and more because it was a really good song and I enjoyed it a lot. And I definitely would recommend you give that a listen to, and let me know what you thought about it down in the comment section below. Animation wise, honestly, the show was very interesting. It was very unique. Basically, the characters lit up very brightly, and there was a lot of darkness in the backgrounds. It was very gray, and it did fit the show very well, I will say. But it wasn't my cup of tea for that style of animation. And that's really all I have to say, honestly. I just wish I had a little bit more knowledge about this show before heading into this anime and trying to do a review of it. And maybe I'll go back to the series. Maybe I'll check out the 2019 anime, and maybe my opinions will go even further now that I know a little bit more about the source material. But as for right now, all I can say is it's interesting, but it's not good, in my opinion. I just need a little bit more. And I think I'm going to end my ramblings right here. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's not a review, it's just me talking for a few minutes about Boogiepop Phantom. And if you are a fan of Boogiepop Phantom, let me know down in the comment section below where you recommend I start from here. And I will do my best to check it out, because I do want to get into this. This does seem like something I would like. And if you are a fan of this and you want some recommendations that I personally recommend for what I've known, definitely check out Serial Experiments Lane. That's a very good show. And also check out Ergoproxy, because that's also a really good show too. Big thanks to my patrons, Stuff We Play, Warpbait, and Nia-chan. You guys rock.